guys, my name is Sharon.
I'm Barry.
And welcome to the guest house. So what do you want to talk about today?
Our first boondocking experience.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Way overdue.
Okay, right. So we have made plans over the past year, maybe the summer or whatever, to go boondocking several times. And every time the weekend was going to be a complete rain out, and we didn't want to have our first boondocking trip being us sitting in our RV or being drenched by the rain. We wanted to try to, come up with maybe a better experience. So we went to a rally with an RV club that we're members of in Urbanna, Virginia. And the purpose of the rally was so that we could all attend the Urbanna, Virginia annual Oyster Festival, which was
so much fun.
Really fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they didn't.
Every year we're going to go back.
Absolutely. They didn't have it last year, and so this year it was extra crowded because people were just so happy that it was back, and it was really wonderful. We had a great time.
We did.
Yep. So where did we boondock? It was like this big open lot.
An open lot that was about 2 blocks from downtown, right at the fest.
Yeah, it was like a 3-minute walk from the middle of the festival. Yeah. Big grassy field. It was wonderful, and us and it was an Airstream club, so all Airstreams. I'll show you. All parked, right on one side of the field. So let's talk about some things that were kind of unexpected for us.
So let me just start off by saying, at first it felt awkward because we didn't have to do a full setup.
Yeah. I
mean, other than leveling, and that was it. I mean, it just seemed like it was unnatural, didn't it? Because I felt like we were missing something.
We're so used to this whole process, right? Where you get there, you level, maybe you put out your camping rug and your chairs, and then you hook up to electric, and you hook up to water, and you hook up your sewer, and you make sure that everything is all set and ready to go. That would be at your full hookup campground. This particular case, we leveled the trailer while we were talking to some of the other club members, and put out the rug.
Got the rug and
put out the chairs, and that was it. We were ready.
Started enjoying.
Done. So the second thing that kind of surprised us was what?
You tell me. You got the list.
I have the list. I'm a list maker. I can't help myself. It's my personality. So the second thing that surprised us was we did not use as much water as we thought we would.
No. So I'll add to that, though. The one thing that we do, I hate saying the do, is we bring about 4 gallons for a 3 or 4 day weekend. We'll bring 4 gallons of filtered water that we have from our house. So that is our drinking water. We don't drink out of the tanks. So the tank was just used for flushing, dishes.
Showers.
Oh, we took a shower too. You had to take showers.
Yes, you do have to.
And what did we have left in the tank?
So
after a Thursday, came back on a Sunday. So
right. So Thursday afternoon to Sunday morning, we had about 70% left on the tank. I then proceeded to push as much water from our fresh tank into the black and gray tanks as I could until I got to about 40% on the fresh tank, and the black and gray tanks were at about 70% because those are smaller tanks, right?
Yeah.
I also discovered that when I filled up the fresh tank, I filled it until the overflow, till it came out the overflow. And that is way more than 100%. So our 100%...
It stayed at 100% for the first 2 days.
Yeah, our fresh tank did not drop below 100% until Friday, like mid-morning.
Well, because we took showers.
Yeah, and that was pretty much why. Yeah. So it was pretty clear that the fresh tank, 100% sensor is like not at the top of the tank. It's like kind of like that, but which is fine.
So water, not a problem.
No problems. So the third thing that surprised us was, from my list, we didn't use as much power as we thought we would. We really thought that we were going to be like working on dead batteries.
So I'll just fill you in on what our power is in the
Situation.
Airstream, or situation. We have a 202 amp lithium battery.
Yes.
We did bring a generator. It's the dual fuel Champion dual fuel. We brought the generator. I had anticipated on using it, but honestly, in of the 4 days that we were there, we had one day that was clouds all day long.
Yep.
All day. On an average day, we would only go through 20% of our power consumption.
Yeah.
And most of that was actually due to the propane, because it got down in the low 40s at night. So the furnace, that fan, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 amps. That's where we were using our power.
Yeah, it was overnight. It wasn't during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of our lights are LED lights. I used the
Inverter.
propane oven. I used the inverter to blow dry my hair. What? Can't be going around with wet
And to
hair.
charge her laptop. So the lesson learned for me is try to avoid turning on the inverter.
Yeah.
If you can, because that's where your power starts going.
Right. I think, so thinking about our situation, so we have 270 watts of solar on the roof of the RV and the 202 amp hour battery, lithium iron phosphate battery. For us, as long as it's sunny, we'd have to really try like really hard to wear the batteries on.
We still had almost, at that 20%, we still almost had 4 days of power. If we got no more sun the rest of the time, we still had 4 days power.
Yes.
So
if I wanted to blow dry my hair again, it might have knocked it down to 2 days. Hair dryers.
And the curling iron.
The curling iron.
And charging the laptop.
Come on now.
But anyway.
It's like certain important things, you know. So.
And just, I don't think that was on the list, the propane. We went through, I don't know how much propane, but I was thinking the third night, because again, it got down to low 40 at night. In the mornings, it was still low 40s. So it was running all night long, and we kept it at 70. Some people next to us, I said, what'd you keep your thermostat at? He says, 55. I'm like, what? You got propane, use it. Anyway, we had the 30-pound tank, one of them, and we had been using it all summer, and it still hadn't run out after the 4th day. It's got to be low now, but that was the other thing too, is we had no idea how much propane you're going to go through. But this is a good baseline, knowing that we can go 3 days at least with a 30-pound tank. And we were using the oven too, and we were cooking all of our meals inside with propane.
Yep.
So 3 days easy. We probably could go 4.
So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we think that we could go, like, obviously we went 3 days. Easy, no problem. I feel like we could probably go 5, 6, 7 days.
Yeah.
I think we'd be good. Right? In my opinion, it probably is not comfortable to go boondocking in, say, July and August, where we are anyway. Because we're in Maryland, and so we tend to camp Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, South Carolina, so like along the coast there. Summertime can be sweltering. You know, it's just hot and sticky. You really want air conditioning.
Yeah.
So we probably will not boondock during air conditioned season.
So there were, like I said, 20 other Airstreams there with us.
Correct.
Boy, 7 o'clock in the morning, you'd hear those generators starting.
Yeah.
And good or bad, right or wrong, we didn't have to use our generator. Excuse me, it stood and it sat in the back of the truck the whole time. But those that did were because of either no solar and or lead acid batteries.
Yeah.
And they had to run it several hours. And I'm thinking, that's a real luxury to have the lithium and the solar to where we didn't even have to pull out the generator. Nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I think the day will come, right? I mean, the day will come.
But we'll be prepared for that.
We'll need the generator.
Yeah.
But man, it was really nice not to have to turn it on.
Yeah.
So I will say though, we were all fairly close, parking wise, and the generators didn't bother any of it. Like, we didn't feel like they were bothersome. They generally weren't that loud, and I mean, we're talking about people like right next to us with their generators on.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, you know,
Didn't bother me any.
It was kind of like a hum. Yeah, no, didn't bother me.
So what's the takeaway from our first boondocking?
Oh, we should do that more often.
I'll give you my takeaway. I want to do it all the time. Weather permitting, yeah. I just think it is so much less stress. Easier. It's just funner, simpler, easier.
Mm-hmm. Like we didn't start camping with the RV. We started camping with backpacks and tents and things like that. So this was just like, put a house around it kind of thing. So I think y'all are going to have a question about something. And
if you do, I've got an answer.
We didn't really touch on this at all. People are probably going to say, well, you boondocked and then you went straight home. What'd you do about your tanks?
Oh, that was easy. We just pulled a little bit as we drove. And just kind of went on a little bit at a time.
We didn't do that.
No, we didn't do that.
No, we did not. But I will say this. Our next video, we're going to tell you how we managed our tanks.
Made all the difference in the
world. Once we got home.
So, made it all the difference.
This is kind of like one of those shows where they kind of tease the next episode.
Right.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I want y'all to come back. So, all right, well. Hey, so if you have any questions or you have any tips and tricks about how to boondock, how to get the most out of your battery, your propane, your water, just kind of like what you do, how you manage. What is the longest boondocking trip without, say, replenishing your water, dumping your tanks? And what's your favorite thing about boondocking? And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And how about subscribing? If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Why not? And hit the bell. If you hit the bell, YouTube will let you know that we put a new video out, and then you get to watch it right away.
Yippee-yay.
And that would be awesome. He thinks so too. And
thanks for being our guest.
Yeah, thanks guys. And we'll see you next
everyone.
time.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Do I get to
Where's
have
your
any?
bowl? This is mine.
Damn. What do you got there?
Oh, fried oysters.
Yes. How are they?
Oh my God. Well, anything fried is good.
That's true. More chowder.
More chowder. Oh, it is so good.
Yeah. And more oysters.
Fried oysters. Oh, these are even better than the last time.
Better than the first ones, yeah. I know. They're amazing.